Anytime you buy a piece of real estate, get title insurance.
Investing in real estate is no small decision, and it's filled with as many opportunities as it is with uncertainties. Have you ever thought about what it truly takes to invest in a house safely? Let's discuss the strategies that could save you from the heartache of a bad investment. According to Dave Ramsey, in order to be debt-free, one should have 3 to 6 months worth of expenses saved up in an emergency fund before one starts the home buying process. When you are about to embark on a major purchase, such as buying a house, it is crucial to have the safety net. Consider this money as an insurance policy against life. Imagine if you were your landlord when you purchased a house. Hence, this implies that you are liable for the cost of repairs. Thus, it won't be a huge concern if the water heater leaks 2 weeks after you move in because you have emergency money to pay for the repairs. However, you might have to spend the rest of the month eating ramen in order to pay for the repair of your broken water heater. If debt payments completely consume your monthly budget, do you think that is enjoyable? When you have a sizable emergency fund and no debt eating up your monthly spending, an unforeseen repair will only cause minor inconveniences rather than a catastrophic consequence. Moreover, it is important to consider your life stage. Purchasing a home is pointless if you intend to move within the next year. However, if you will stay in that location for the following 5 to 7 years, then go for it. Imagine your neighbor bought a 3-story house with extreme luxury. It has a beautiful garden with a swimming pool in the middle. Additionally, it has a home theater and an inbuilt gym. You got excited by seeing his lifestyle and decided to buy a house that you can't afford. Can you imagine what's going to happen? Establishing your home buying budget is the next step if you're prepared to make a purchase. According to Ramsey, people should only buy a house if the monthly mortgage is no more than 25% of their take-home income. If you do anything more, you run the danger of becoming house poor. Following a 25% monthly payment schedule gives you enough money to meet your other financial objectives, such as retirement savings and for routine house maintenance and repairs. Moreover, the 25% cap covers all of the following: principal, interest, property taxes, homeowners association dues, and household insurance. So, it is up to you to try out various house prices that fit within your budget by using a mortgage calculator. Certain mortgage lenders may be now endorsing the 28 to 36 guideline. According to this formula, your monthly house payments would not exceed 28% of your gross earnings and 36% of your total debt payments. However, adhering to this rule may result in your inability to afford your mortgage. Once you've determined the amount you can afford to spend on your new house, don't go over the budget. Additionally, if you and your partner are purchasing a home together, confirm that you both have a similar budget. When it comes to saving for a down payment, you want to avoid any unpleasant shocks. You might have seen people flipping houses and making a good amount through commissions. Have you ever thought about what made that possible for them? When a real estate investor uses the flipping approach, they buy a home with the goal of selling it for a profit instead of occupying it. Property flippers focus on buying and then selling a single location or a collection of homes. Many investors engage in numerous flips in an effort to create a consistent stream of income. In this case, owning a home for a short period is a great approach, as a house here is an asset that generates cash flow. Buying low and selling high is the key, but it's crucial to finish the transaction as soon as possible rather than using a buy and hold approach. As a result, you can shorten the amount of time your money is in danger. Another fact is that the costs of your mortgage, electricity, property taxes, insurance, and the homeowner expenses increase daily. Choosing a property to buy is far more enjoyable than gradually building up the necessary funds. Keep in mind that delayed gratification isn't enjoyable, but it has long-term benefits. Here's a hint though, avoid giving in to the urge to browse through real estate listings before you have sufficient funds saved for a down payment. So what may happen here? You'll try to persuade yourself that your down payment is sufficient when you see a dream house that is far above your means. Avoid doing this. When purchasing a property, a meager down payment is a surefire way to regret your decision. Purchasing a property requires planning and preparation, just like achieving any other objective. Saving money for the down payment, closing charges, and other moving expenditures take the most time out of the entire process. However, you can follow some steps that will help you save money for your dream home. In order to avoid PMI, it is better that you put down at least 10% of the purchase price of your new house, but 20% or more is much better. Until you have at least 20% equity in your house, PMI, a fee that is added to your monthly mortgage payment to safeguard your lender in the event that you default on your loan, will remain in place. You can consider a 5 to 10% down payment if you're buying a house for the first time, but it will extend the period you have to pay the PMI. Moreover, to pay closing costs, which includes any property taxes, insurance items, and fees from your title firm and lender, budget around 3% of the purchase price of your home. Depending on the area you're buying in, that proportion may change. Depending on how much you're relocating and how far your new house is from your old one, moving costs can range from hundreds to thousands of dollars. Hence, it is important to get estimates in advance from a few local moving companies to aid in budgeting. You will also require funds if you intend to remodel your house, such as painting, adding new carpets, or purchasing furnishings. Using cash to purchase a home is a great option. Nonetheless, there is nothing wrong with getting a mortgage if you do. Obtaining a home loan requires first being pre-approved. With just a brief discussion about your income, assets, and down payment, a mortgage lender can pre-qualify you to purchase a home. However, being pre-qualified does not equate to being pre-approved. Pre-approval requires a bit more effort. To determine how much of a mortgage you can afford, a lender will need to see your bank records, tax returns, and pay stubs. However, obtaining a pre-approval letter before beginning your house hunt proves that you're a serious buyer. Therefore, it pays off. Sellers like sincere purchasers. Your largest asset, your home, becomes a problem when you have bad finances. Hence, obtaining the appropriate mortgage is crucial. Finding a house you love that fits within your budget is made easier by establishing your limitations up front. Are you confused about how to deal with all the pressures and processes while purchasing a house? Well, don't worry. You can hire a real estate agent. While internet window shopping may be the first step in your house hunt, it shouldn't be the last one. You can conduct a lot of research on your own, but in order to locate and acquire your ideal property, you'll require a professional assistant. Buying a house can be made easier with the assistance of a buyer's agent. They may even be able to give you an advantage over the competition by helping you locate a fantastic home before it is listed. Additionally, your agent will bargain on your behalf when making an offer to ensure that you don't pay a cent more than necessary. You might be thinking, will an agent be affordable for everyone? A real estate agent is an essential member of your home buying team, since they will always act in your best interests. Before we part ways, if you found value in today's discussion, do us a favor, hit that like button, and if you haven't already, click that subscribe button to turn on notifications.